I'm Karthikeya Singhi. Welcome to ZigWheels, and today we have with us the Mahindra Bolero Neo, the latest entrant into an already packed sub-4 meter SUV market, and we're going to let you know 8 things you must know about it. You all know I'm not Karthikeya, and I'm more than happy in my own skin. But maybe once in a while, it would be a little interesting to be someone different, someone a little more popular. Maybe my videos would get a few more views that way. And that's exactly what Mahindra is hoping will happen with the Bolero Neo. And that a change in its name will change its game as well. So the Bolero sales, which are almost 5 times more, will rub off on the TUV 300. Sorry, Bolero Neo. So let's get you guys closer in and we'll show you what's changed on the Bolero Neo. So there's a whole new grille now that's more Bolero-esque, and there's a completely new bumper design, and the DRLs from the headlights have shifted to a top position. From that angle, you'll also notice, maybe you won't, but the bonnet has dropped down by 20 mm. Mahindra says this is to make it look a little more friendlier towards customers. You have a new alloy design and this cladding that also adds to that Bolero factor of the new car.
The C and D pillar have also changed, with the body color panel moving from the C to the D pillar. The clear lens tail lamps have now changed back to a red color. At the rear is also the Bolero Neo badging and the X-shaped spare wheel cover. The insides of the Bolero Neo are spacious, with plenty of headroom and reasonable legroom. There's even more than enough room for 3 abreast to be seated comfortably in the second row. The 4 doors take 1-litre bottles and have space for some small knickknacks too. There are 2 cup holders in the front console, but the tiny cubby holes are too small to fit modern-day cell phones. One nice touch is the reading lights that can be adjusted. Boot space is limited, but the second row does fold, so that makes hauling large items easier. Cruise control, new MID and instrument cluster, 7-inch touchscreen with Bluetooth, and 6-speaker sound system are the headliners. It just about covers all the basics and even has powered windows, tilt steering, central locking, engine start-stop, and parking sensors as standard. But no wow features to speak of, and from the TUV 300 there have been some deletions as well. Rear camera, driver seat lumbar adjust, storage tray under the driver's seat, storage on the tailgate, and leatherette upholstery have disappeared from the features list.
7 seats, right? Well, let's see. 2 in the front, of course, but obviously bench seat in the rear, and this bench with this wide cabin can easily sit 3. There's plenty of headroom and decent knee room as well. And in the boot, 2 seats here as well. That's the same as what was there in the TUV 300. Need to watch your head when you're getting in. There is a grab handle here, but once you're in, it's a little bit narrow over here, and if I was sitting with someone in front, we'd be bumping knees. Also, these seats still don't get seat belts. The M-Hawk 100 engine, it's a 3-cylinder diesel, has been updated of course for BS6. It makes 100 horsepower and 260 Newton meters of torque. How is that to drive in the city? Well, it's a very easy car to drive in the city. That engine puts out nice linear power, so it's very smooth to drive. The clutch is light, as is the steering, and with that great visibility out of that cockpit, it's a really nice city car to drive. In terms of how it rides, first we'll talk about what Mahindra have done with the chassis. They've lowered the chassis onto the frame. What that means is ground clearance stays the same, but the body sits a little lower. Lowers the center of gravity as well. And Mahindra have also stiffened up the suspension as well with the Bolero Neo. So that gives it a little bit more ruggedness over bad roads, no roads. And on the road, that translates to a little firmer handling car. So over really bad bumps, you will see the cabin moving around from side to side. And in the bench and in the last row, you are going to feel those bumps a little more because the rear suspension is a little on the stiff side. In terms of comfort, it's not the most comfortable car that we've been in, but it will have that added protection over really bad roads. As you can see, the Bolero's handling some pretty tough conditions. It's got good ground clearance and the suspension protects it from bad roads like that. And when you come to really tricky roads like maybe slush or a situation where you have one wheel up in the air, in that case, the locking differential comes into play and takes you out of a sticky situation.
Safety features include dual airbags, ABS and EBD, corner braking control and reverse parking sensors as standard. And ISOFIX mounts are available in the N10 and N10 option variants. Prices for the Bolero Neo start at 8.48 lakh and go up to 10 lakhs for the N10 variant. This is a slight drop in the entry price compared to the outgoing TUV 300 and a small increase in the middle and top variants. Mahindra hasn't yet released prices for the N10 option variant. Considering the dropped features, but the added expense of meeting BS6 emissions, this pricing is still good value.
What's in a name? Mahindra hopes everything. That's because the TUV 300 receives only a few fine tweaks here and there to turn it into the Bolero Neo. And if you're thinking of the other sub 4 meter SUVs in this already swollen market, well, then the Bolero Neo is going to come off looking a little simple, even missing out on features like leatherette seats, a reversing camera, and of course, no wow features to speak of. So it's clearly aimed at a different customer. Is it better as an SUV? Well, if you've ticked the 10 option box and opted for the locking differential, then yes, it's more rugged and rough road ready than before. It's got better ingress and, well, looks easy on the eye as well. Mahindra also insists that its customer base isn't going to miss the deducted features either. So the Bolero Neo's promise is simple go-anywhere ruggedness in a compact sub 4 meter footprint that's also economical to own and maintain.